Hi there, my name's Peter Doherty and I'm the founder and CTO for Think Analytics.
And I'm Morsi Chekruhu, and I am business development specialist at AWS. So Peter, service providers are realizing that they have just 1 minute to convince a customer to watch their service. Tell us a bit more about this 1 minute.
Yeah, I think everybody sees that from the services that they use today on video, that there are so many things to do in the world and people don't want to spend time browsing and clicking. They want to just be entertained. They've been to work all day, they want to pick up their mobile or their tablet or sit down on the couch and be entertained. And so what we want to do is get them watching content as quickly as possible, because if it takes you longer than a minute, then they're probably thinking that they're bored, or maybe there's nothing to watch on your service and they should go and do something else. And that's really the key, is to show people that there is something to watch on your service and get them watching that content as quickly as possible.
And so we have a case of Liberty Global, who launched a new experience basically, where Think Analytics helped with personalization and recommendation. Can you show us that video?
Mr. Bolt, I assume so we'll be going for the Super Collection.
Yes, we are.
Are you making your voice deeper?
No.
You just did it again.
You're imitating the god.
This is my voice.
I wonder what this does.
I'm going to show you something beautiful.
Outstanding. And what people do not really realize is the impact of this recommendation and personalization services on the user experience. Peter, can you walk us a little bit on what KPIs can be improved thanks to these technologies?
Yeah, I think that's a really important point, and as you saw that on the video, making it easy to search and discover content's got to be a fundamental aspect of any direct-to-consumer MVPD kind of service. And if you can do that, if you can personalize those experiences and make it easy for people, then you can dramatically affect how much content they watch, how much they value the service that you're providing for them. If it's an ad-funded platform, coming back to the service more and more and more often. And here we see just a few examples of how Think Analytics have done that with various customers. So even things like search, I think many people think that search is a problem which has been solved and that all searches are the same. And we know actually that that's not the case. So we've had customers where by just switching from the search that they're currently using over to Think Analytics, they have over 300% increase in the number of plays as a result of searches. And for one customer alone, that was over 17,000 hours of additional viewing time in a single month. Being able to combine the personalization algorithms and techniques with editorial expertise can also drive the effectiveness of your editorial campaigns. So over 4 times the number of plays from editorial campaigns by combining and using personalization with the expertise of the editorial staff. Single rows on the homepage of a service with over 450% more content views than any other rail on the homepage of that UI. That's the sort of thing, any platform should be striving for. Having an experience where on the very first page that any of your consumers sees when they first sit down in front of that service, the first page has got something that they want to watch, that they recognize that they're going to enjoy, and they don't have to browse around, they don't have to spend time, they can just start watching that content straight away. And that then leads on to things like churn reduction benefits, an increase in the average watch time of 80% per user. Whether you're a pay TV platform or a direct-to-consumer OTT service, who doesn't want that kind of experience for their viewers, getting your viewers to watch more? If you're an ad-funded service, then that's an 80% increase in ad revenue for your platform. And all of that really drives on into really significant reduction in churn. So your consumers, your viewers, your readers are much more loyal, and they return to the service more and more often. So they're going to really recognize that value.
Absolutely, and 80% increase in advertisement-based revenues, I'd take that any moment. So, so let's see the case of Liberty Global and why actually they went at the beginning with on-premise and then they migrated to the AWS cloud. And one of the challenges, if you look at it, that Liberty Global had is that this platform, this personalization platform, requires to process a large amount of data pretty much in real time. And of course, the usage of the TV service is fluctuating over time. So sometimes it's flat, sometimes it goes very, very high. And so one of the biggest problems that Liberty Global had was they had to provision for the highest growth, for the highest usage. And of course, this costs money and it does not allow to scale very easily. So Think Analytics helped the customer to move to AWS. And that provided a lot of flexibility for the customer. They enabled them to reach future growth very easily without provisioning hardware on-premise. It allowed them to auto-scale. And believe it or not, also the cloud provides that feature of self-healing in the sense that if a server is broken or is not responsive anymore, it takes a few minutes just to put another service. And with load balancing and auto-scaling, these can be automated to a high degree. So, okay, so we understood the importance of personalization, the impact and how to migrate that to AWS. What's coming next, Peter?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, many platforms nowadays recognize the value of the data that they have about their subscribers and taking advantage of that data in various different ways. So we're using that obviously today for content personalization, being able to personalize the user experience, and that really helps to drive that video consumption. But we can also use that data to personalize and target adverts as well. So we can really use that data and be able to identify audiences within that video service provider's subscriber base, identify what kind of audiences are available to them, segment those audiences, and again, make it easy for advertisers to present the right adverts to those audiences. That's also a benefit to the consumer because they're not going to be constantly served adverts that are not relevant to them, that results in them disengaging from the service. So targeting the adverts is like a win-win for the operator and for the viewer.
Absolutely, and I can add to that the dynamic personalized user experience, because currently today it's not only about suggesting the video, it's also how to present the video. So we can push that personalization to the level where the thumbnail that you get on the video is customized to your preference. The description that you get on that content is also customized to your preferences. And every piece of the user interface that you get is personalized to your own preferences and user experience. So we can push the personalization very far into how it is perceived with your subscribers. What's next, Peter? What's the call to action here?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I think any video service provider should be looking at these kinds of services. Imagine that homepage of your experience, there's 20 different carousels, and wouldn't it be nice if the carousels with the content that you all individually want to watch was at the top of the page, and instead of having to scroll down further and further. So all these things are available today. And come and see us at our booths, Think Analytics in 9709 and AWS just down the corridor at 3500. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.